All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jason Horning. I'm the Next Generation 911 Program Manager here at the North Dakota Association of Counties. I've got a team with me today. You'll be hearing from them as we go through the call. I wanted to kind of just set a few of the ground rules here, I guess, for the call. We are going to be recording this, or we have started the recording, and I wanted to let everybody know that, make them aware of it. If you're not comfortable being recorded, then please either turn off your video or exit, whatever you're comfortable doing. But we do need to record this so that others can see what it is that we're talking about. So again, this is a meeting to discuss the 911 fee remittance process in North Dakota. We are changing that as of January 1st for 51 of the 52 counties. Emmons County, North Dakota chose not to participate, so they are not included in this particular program, and remittances to that company should continue as they have been done previously. Um, I would like to just ask everybody to hold their questions towards the end of the webinar. Again, we'll try to present this in more of a presentational style and then have a Q&A session at the end. If there are questions, you can just either jot those down or put them in the chat dialog, but we will address those towards the end so we have a pretty clean presentation going through this. And like I said, we'll have the Q&A towards the end. So I wanted to give you guys a short background quickly. I know that's not the focus of today's call, but this has been the process for about a year, working with counties to see if it was interest to them, auditors interest to them, and treasurers, etc. And we've received overwhelming support that it was something that they wanted to do. So with that, I guess I wanted to, just take this opportunity to also say we think this is going to be good for the telephone community as well, for the service provider communities as well. And uh, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to take you through the portal, the ACH process, talk a little bit about the timing. You should have all received a welcome letter by now as well, that discusses sort of some of the logistics, provides usernames and passwords, and we're going to have Kevin Lear from Tau Interactive go through that. Is there are there any questions before we get started? I know I'd say we take those at the end, but we'll start here at the beginning to see if there's anything that anybody has before we get going.
What's that?
Jason, this is Mark from NDTC. We did not get a welcome letter.
Okay, good to know. Tiana or Kathy, will you please make note of that and reach out to NDTC?
Got it.
Thank you.
And this is Shoni at Red River Communications, and we did not receive one either.
Okay. Did you catch that, Tiana and Kathy?
This is Dion Neeskens with Missouri Valley, and we did not receive the welcome letter.
Yep, I've got them.
Okay, anybody else? All right, so so our first meeting was held on the 1st of December, where we reached out to you all, and we basically were kind of testing the waters a bit to see if our timing was reasonable, to see if the adjustments could be made to accommodate this change in January. And we pretty much heard back overwhelmingly that it shouldn't be a problem. So we have chosen to start the initiative here in January, and wanted to, sorry. Okay, back. So yeah, like those of you that haven't gotten a welcome letter, we'll get those out. And why don't we jump right in right now with Kevin to talk a little bit about the portal, and from there we'll transition into the ACH process, and I'll talk a little bit about the timeline and handle any questions. I know on the December 1st call there was some questions about prorations and that sort of thing, so we can discuss a little bit about where that's at. And yeah, we'll just have a conversation. Today's call is scheduled for 2 hours. I don't expect it will take that long, but wanted to make sure there was ample opportunity for you all to ask questions and for you to get answers to those questions. So Kevin, why don't we go ahead and jump right into your piece of this, which will be the covering the portal, and you can turn it over to Angie when you're complete.
The main screen here, I'll just go in as if you're going to log in with the URL that you receive and your username and password from the welcome packet. You'll come to the website here and log in. And what that'll do is it'll take you to the main account page on the portal. Real quick, we'll just kind of go through the pages. Main screen here, you'll see any news or announcements related to the system or program. We'll see here that you can view. We have an area where there's just various resources with, authorization forms, participating counties. You can view what their rates are for the given counties. We also have the ability here to download the current rates from, so if you don't have that, you can click this to download a file that will put it up here, and this will give you a list of all the current rates with the effective date for each of the counties, participating counties. Frequently asked questions. Again, this will grow as the site gets used and more questions come in, but we kind of have an area there for you to kind of look for common things or common issues that you might run into. The bulk of it's going to be here in this section here where you're going to upload your file, and the screen's fairly simple. What we're looking at filling in, you'll see your company information. You can verify this. If there's any corrections that need to be made, you can do that here. For the address, city, state, zip, and so on. But basically, we're looking for the month and year of the remittance, and then selecting the file that you're going to be uploading. Let me show you here what that file looks like. It's basically a comma-separated file with 4 columns in it. The first column is going to be the county name, and then the line count for wireline, wireless, and VoIP. And so this one's just filled in with a bunch of values, but if you don't have any for that particular county, it'll look like whatever it's going to be for your particular system. You can download a copy of that from the site here. Under resources, we have a sample remittance file, so you can use this file here under resources as a starting point. This just has all the information with zeros in it. So if you want to generate it out of your system, or if you just want to use this and fill it in, you can do that too. So once you come in here, I'll just say I'll do one for January. Selecting that CSV file, just asking to kind of confirm or put your contact information as a pseudo signature on that. And then the next screen, when you hit submit, will show you a summary of the remittance, calculating it based off of each county's rates, deducting any admin fee. If everything looks okay here, you just click I agree and submit. And now you'll have a confirmation page that you can print out. This will show a confirmation number here that you can use for your ACH, which we'll talk about a little bit later. You can print this out, or you can also view and print the entire detail, so it shows for each county what the counts were and so on. Once that's uploaded, you'll see the system. I clicked on the history. You'll be able to go back and see any previous reports that have been uploaded and kind of the status, so that you'll see whether it's been submitted. And the process would be, once that payment's been remitted and received, then you'll see it as processed. And you can go back and view the same information if you want to view prior ones to print them or review them. We've kind of already talked about updating the provider information. This just setting. Right now, if there's a change that needs to be done for the admin fee, you can just click the contact form here and send a contact. They'll update that on the back end. You can also update your login information. So you'll each be assigned a username and a password. You can update that password so you don't have to use that after the fact. It's just this introductory password for everybody. And that's about it on the website side of things. We'll try to keep it as simple as possible. Basically, these couple fields, you know, if there's errors in the file or the system will show errors on the screen. So if there's something that's missing or a county name that's misspelled, it'll catch those type of issues. But once you have the file uploaded and you have your confirmation number, then kind of the next process will kick in with the ACH payment. So I guess I can turn that over. You can talk about the ACH side of things.
Before we turn it over to Angie, thank you, Kevin. I did want to point out that if you are an entity that's remitting on behalf of multiple counties, you're going to have an account for each of those assessed communications providers. So based on statute, the assessed communications provider is the one that's accountable to remit the fees. And if you're a company that's working on behalf of a number of them, you will have a number of these reports to fill out each month, each for the specific assessed communications provider you're working for. So I just wanted to make that clear if it wasn't clear in the welcome packet. But if you do represent multiple companies, you should have received multiple welcome packets, each with with a specific username and password for that particular assessed communications provider. Anything more, Kevin, before we turn it over to Angie?
No, I don't really have anything else, unless there's questions that come up at the end.
Okay, I do see some questions. We will hold those towards the end here, but why don't we hand it over to Angie to talk a little bit about the ACH process. Angie, you there?
Yep, sure am. I wonder, Kevin, if you could take us back to showing us that screen that has that confirmation number. I just want to be clear as to what number we would like grabbed for payments that are made. So after you upload your file, you'll get this confirmation number. It's a 12-digit number. And what we would like you to do is take that information when you schedule your ACH credit payment to us. And in there should be, like on the bank site or wherever you schedule your payments, a description or an area where you can type in some comments. And we would like this confirmation number put in there, as well as many maybe characters of your user ID as you can add. We just want to get as much information as we can on our end so that when we receive those payments, we can make sure that they're applied to the right submission. So really, it's a matter of grabbing this confirmation from the report. Once you're all done and everything's submitted and there are no errors, grab that number and then go separately make that payment to us. And then if we see this information coming through, we'll grab the confirmation number plus user ID information as much as will fit in, and then we will apply that payment on our side. So I think that's kind of the process that we're looking for, at least in terms of payments.
Okay, thanks, Angie. So in the website too, and Kevin, you might as well just leave your screen up if you don't mind here for the duration here. But under the resources page, I believe we included some information on the ACH form. Is that right? Yeah. So with that's our information, right, Angie, for them to know which account and routing
Yeah,
bank that.
sorry,
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
I should
cool.
have taken us back a step. That's true. And it was kind of mentioned, I think, in the welcome email. So I guess I just kind of sidestepped that a bit. But yes, that ACH information there should give you our bank account information. If you have any problems, just feel to reach out to us. We could help, kind of walk through getting that set up.
Yeah. So it's important to recognize too that the calculation piece is one step and the ACH is another. We had considered marrying the two, but there were fees involved, and we're trying to return as much of the 911 fee revenue to the county as we can. So it is a kind of a two-step process, but we still think there's a lot of efficiencies that were gained in going this direction. Maybe someday that changes and everything's in one spot, but for now, this is a good step in the right direction. Yeah, I guess those are really primarily the things that we wanted to show you on the portal and on the ACH process. I wanted to talk a little bit about the timeline to make sure that that was clear. Let me pull up the information you received. So if you're looking at the welcome packet, and I know there's a few of you that don't have that, so we'll get that information out to you in short order here. But basically what it says is that, and actually let me just share this screen here. This is just a template, so. Okay, so this welcome letter contained the timing of the remittances, how we transition from 2023 into 2024. And it says the assessed communication service providers will receive 911 funds in the month of December up to December 31st. Okay, so based on North Dakota statute, you all have 30 days to remit those funds. And so you'll be sending those directly to the counties in January for the month of December. So once we enter into 2024, as you receive 901 fees in that month, you'll have through the end of the following month to remit those 901 fees. And that was based on our reading of how the Century Code's written, and we can bring that up if needed in the Q&A step, but it really talks about having 30 days to remit after the fee is collected, not when it's billed out, once it's received. So that's how we've structured this timing. We believe it's right, and that's what we're moving forward with. So if there's any questions on that, we can address those questions as they come in. Let's see if there's anything else we wanted to cover here today before we move on to the Q&A section. Yeah, no, I think we're in a good spot. So what I'm going to do is